Welcome, everyone, to the Fox Local stream on this Thursday. It's the 4th of June. Thank you so much for being with us. I'm Marla Tejas in Los Angeles at Fox 11. We want to get you straight to what's underway in Long Beach. This is the mayoral gathering, the U.S. Conference of Mayors, and you see our governor there. There he is, Gavin Newsom. Let's go ahead and listen in.
To a few mayors, I think, look, for Trump, it's been more smash and grab from my perspective than shock and awe. But shock and awe was his approach to his second administration. The sense that he was doing things, getting shit done, forgive that. But this notion of just action, not process paralysis, just movement. And so I think that there's so much to learn about that. People demand results they can see. And so when you ask that question, I didn't focus enough on results that you can see, proof of competence. I focused a lot on policy. I promoted policy. If you're not promoting paychecks and talking about bills, I think you're missing the point. If you're not promoting projects that visually show results, encampments, not overall numbers of reduction in homelessness, but tents that are no longer on the streets, sidewalks that are cleaned. So my mindset would shift, I think, in that direction in a much firmer way than, candidly, that first experience I had as mayor.
Very interesting. Thank you. Governor, thank you for returning to your roots today.
I appreciate it.
Let's thank Governor Newsom.
Good to be back. Thank you, guys. Thank you, U.S. Conference of Mayors and Tom. Thank you.
So you think last year alone, in 2025, putting aside the few national special security events that we had, think the inauguration, last year would have been the joint address, not the State of the Union, UN General Assembly, those are the national special security events. For the SEER event-rated events, the special event-rated events, that's a Super Bowl, Boston Marathon, Indy 500, events like that, 5 throughout the course of 2025 had counter-UAS protection, 5. This year alone for the World Cup, all 78 matches will have counter-UAS mitigation protection, and one of the fan fests in each of the 11 cities, so that's Bayfront Park here in Miami, will have counter-UAS protection for the duration of the tournament, which means 23 days here in Miami. Really, really an amazing story to tell when you will think that there will be over 150 sites protected against drones when we think last year there were only 5. So incredible progress there on a front that truly is an emerging threat to us. But when you think about the excitement, and I'll open up to questions here in a moment, but in my conversations with the 45th and 47th President of the United States.
All right, Marla Tejas here at Fox 11 in Los Angeles. We're back. We just listened into the U.S. Conference of Mayors. Governor Gavin Newsom was speaking. We only caught his final remarks. I didn't get the question that he was asked, so I can't provide all that much context. We saw Todd Gloria from the city of San Diego, one of the mayors there as well. That was underway in Long Beach. This, by the way, is a live look at the city of industry. This is where the counting of ballots continues 2 days after our primary on Tuesday, June 2nd. So this is that live look. Let's get you caught up to speed on the latest vote count. Of course, we're watching the race for LA mayor. 62% of precincts reporting, I believe 24 hours ago when we were live with you on the stream, it was 56 to 58% precincts reporting. The numbers ultimately have stayed the same. Karen Bass, 35%, the incumbent. Spencer Pratt, 30%. Nithya Raman, she has gained the most in this last vote count that dropped yesterday shortly after 4 o'clock. The lead that Pratt had over Raman 24 hours ago was about 30 I believe it was about 37,000 votes lead. Now that's dropped to about 32,000. I mean, we can do the math together. 157,000 plus votes for Pratt, 119,000 for Rahman. So she's made up just about 4,000 votes in the last 24 hours. That's the headline there. The next drop of numbers happens from 4 to 5 this afternoon. So we'll look forward to that. Here's the race for California Governor Steve Hilton. He's still out front, the Republican, the former Fox News host, 27.5% versus Javier Becerra, Democrat, 25.7%. So he's almost 2 percentage points above Becerra. Tom Steyer gained a little bit in this last ballot drop, but still hovering at that 20% mark. So those are the two big races that we are following. Again, the next update will happen between 4 and 5 this afternoon. Of course, we'll have all of that information for you here at Fox 11 in Los Angeles. All right, let's talk some gas prices. This is that busy intersection that we've shown you on the stream before. This is the 110 and the 10 in downtown LA. Traffic just creeping along, a little stop and go, pretty typical. You may have noticed, though, a little bit of good news at the pump. Gas prices, they've dropped just a little bit. And let me just, before we get to our guest, because I want to give you that number, I was surprised by the significant drop month to month. Let me find that. So the average price has fallen 16 of the last 17 days. And let's see, right here in LA County, it dropped under $6 for the first time since April 24th. So we'll celebrate the small wins that seem to be big. So now we're under $6 a gallon right now at $5.99 as of today. So just barely, but hey, we got to celebrate those because let's see, the average price is 12.5 cents less than 1 week ago, 18.5 cents lower than a month ago. So that's a big difference, almost 20 cents lower than 1 month ago. In the meantime, some drivers are turning to less expensive ethanol fuel to fill up their tanks just to save some money. Is it worth it, though? Is this doing damage to vehicles? Joining me now is AAA spokesperson Candice Red. Candice, I've seen you on our air. I have not had the pleasure of speaking to you live just yet, so good to speak to you live. Thanks so much for being with us on the stream.
Yes, happy to be here. Thank you so much.
Okay, let's first of all, I know I've seen this option at the gas stations, but I've never used ethanol gas. So what is the difference ultimately between ethanol gas and just pure gasoline?
Right. So when we think about E15 in particular, it really is a fuel blend with 15% ethanol and 85% gasoline. Now, ethanol, as we know, comes from plant sources like corn. So, of course, it can help reduce smog and improve air quality.
Okay, so are you saying that it's better for the environment overall?
It definitely can be when we think about ethanol and how much it is put when it comes to the fuel blend. Again, E15 standing at that 15% ethanol and 85% gasoline.
Okay, and then this is saving some drivers money at the pump. How much money are we talking?
You know, we all really want some relief at the pump these days. It can help drivers save money. We know that that's because ethanol is actually cheaper to produce than gasoline. So when we think about E15, it can often be sold at a lower price than regular gas, usually about 10 to 25 cents less per gallon.
Oh, that is a big chunk. But then, you know, I'm reading more about this, and it says ultimately that your engine has to burn more fuel to generate the same power. So then the question becomes, is this doing damage to your vehicle in the process while you are saving some money?
Exactly. Well, here's the deal. We know that the EPA approved E15 for certain vehicles. That was back in 2011. So it can be used in vehicles from 2001 and newer. So that's the key. That's the key message. But just remember that drivers should, of course, still check with their owner's manual or manufacturer to make sure that it is okay. Of course, using E15 in a vehicle that is not approved could potentially damage the engine.
But if, in fact, your vehicle is E15 capable, let's just say,
right,
are there risks to it? Even though it's okay to put E15 in your tank, are you going to be doing some long-term damage? Do we know?
Well, the best thing to do is, of course, check with the owner's manual or the manufacturer. Again, we do know that it is approved for certain vehicles, again, from 2001 and newer. And again, that approval being since 2011.
Okay, and is E15 sold everywhere, no matter where you pull up to fill up? Are you going to find that?
Well, that's the main question people want to know, right? We know that E15 is available in 31 states and it's sold at more than, get this, 3,000 gas stations nationwide. But the reality for us here in California is that it is hard to find. We know that just last year, California legalized the sale of E15. But even though it was legalized just last year, some regulations are still being finalized. E15 is not widely available in our state. You know, drivers are more likely to find it, let's say, out in the Midwest. Think of places like Iowa, Nebraska, and Wisconsin.
Okay, I guess I misspoke then. I thought that I have seen this at gas stations that I've been to, but apparently I haven't because according to you, it's not easily available.
Correct. Not here in California. You'll find it if you're doing a very long road trip, right? Head out to the Midwest or the South.
Okay, but eventually, does it seem, because it was approved here in the state and it seems like it's going through a legal process now, that it will be more readily available? Do we know how soon that would be?
Correct. No word yet on exactly how soon it will be more widely and readily available. Again, still some regulations that need to be finalized.
Okay, let's talk about the gas prices dip that we have experienced. I think you heard me rattle off a whole bunch of numbers before I introduced you. They have dipped almost 20 cents since a month ago. Is that right? Can we talk specifically for LA County right now?
All right, well, we know that drivers right here in Los Angeles paying $5.99 for regular gas. You know, that's just below that $6 mark or higher that we've been seeing. That's down 19 cents from a month ago. But keep in mind, we're still about $1.27 higher than last year. As you mentioned earlier, this is the first time gas prices dropped below the $6 mark in Los Angeles County since April 24th. Keep in mind, California, we're still leading the nation with the highest gas prices, standing at $5.97 compared to the national level, which is $4.24.
Yeah, $4.24 nationally, but there is, you know, nationally, the prices have gone down almost, 25 cents since a month ago. So we're all feeling a little bit of relief no matter where, but still, I mean, it's sad that we have to celebrate that we're paying $5.99 a gallon here in LA County versus $6.25 a month ago, or whatever that exact number was. Do we have any indication? I mean, I know this is very geopolitical in terms of why our gas prices are going up. Do we have a better sense of when we might feel more relief at the pump? Because I know the summer is here, or it's almost officially here with the summer solstice, and then we think about the summer blend and the cost of that.
You know, it really just depends on how long the conflict in Iran continues and how the market responds. You know, when the conflict started, crude oil prices, that's what we all were watching. It spiked significantly. At times, it went above $100 per barrel. Now, remember, gas prices tend to follow crude oil costs. Now, generally speaking, for every $1 increase in the price of crude oil, we typically see about a 2-cent increase in the price of gas.
And what are your tips for drivers who are planning summer road trips?
Well, you definitely want to make sure that you plan ahead, map out your route, and be sure to check on, let's say, traffic and construction, and just make sure, of course, that not only are you ready for your road trip, but that your vehicle is in good condition too. It also helps to, again, compare prices, considering how high gas prices still are this time of year. You want to also avoid filling up, let's say, at gas stations right off of the highway or right near the interstate, because those tend to be more expensive.
Yeah, those are all good tips. Candace Red, thank you so much. She is a AAA spokesperson, and we appreciate you taking time out to hop on the Fox Local Stream with me here in Los Angeles. Thank you, Candace.
Absolutely, my pleasure.
Safe travels to you. And we will continue on the stream. We'll be back in 2 minutes. Stay with us. Welcome back, everyone, to the Fox Local Stream. I'm Marla Tejas in Los Angeles at Fox 11. We appreciate you hopping on the stream. We want to give you a live look at the White House right now. All is calm, but President Trump, he was fired up earlier today. He lashed out at several Republicans, 4 of them specifically, because they voted to pass a resolution designed to force him to end the Iran war. And he was panning the House for passing this resolution today. Ultimately, this vote was more symbolic than anything else, but specifically the 4 Republicans he's upset with. Representatives Thomas Massey from Kentucky, Brian Fitzpatrick from Pennsylvania, Tom Barrett from Michigan, and Warren Davidson of Ohio. They joined all 211 Democrats in attendance to support this resolution. It passed 215 to 208. He called the measure unpatriotic, and he said he would use. He repeated a frequent attack line he has used against lawmakers who have not backed his war against Iran, calling the measure unpatriotic. So more to come there. Also, by the way, he called them grandstanders who should, quote, be ashamed of themselves. We're following along with you here on the Fox Local Stream. Let's bring it back here locally to Los Angeles. An actor is launching a new business, but he's already been hit with a setback even before the doors open. Fox 11's Nick Garcia, he joins me now live from MacArthur Park with more on this. What's going on, Nick?
All right, Marla. Well, that actor is Daniel Franzese. You might know him from Mean Girls. He's still acting, he's still performing, but he's also trying to invest in the community here in MacArthur Park and bring some new life to the area. But as we've seen with many businesses here, he's dealing with burglaries, break-ins. This is the business he's planning on opening. It's the old Clínica Popular building. It's been vacant for about 10 years. We're off of Parkview and 7th, just across from MacArthur Park. He wants to use this space as an art gallery and also a gathering spot for comedy shows, music shows, a venue type space, but he's having issues. He's already been broken into a few times, and he says that the people who've been working on this with him had property inside, and it was $7,000 worth of property that has been stolen. So he's dealing with that. He's trying to get some action here to also maybe get the city to act a little more quickly on cleaning up the area. We've reported before on some of the crime that happens around here. I've talked to some of the neighboring businesses, a handful of them, none of them wanting to go on camera. Honestly and understandably a little fearful to go on camera and speak about it, but saying that there have been shootings and stabbings right on the sidewalk outside of their business, a restaurant right here. The customers had to get under the table. It's just a week ago. So clearly the crime is prevalent here. We've seen drug issues in this area before. We've certainly heard from Langer's Deli just down the street here on 7th. So another issue here. He's trying to get this business open. He's hoping to do so, but running into these challenges.
Yeah, and I'm looking him up right now. Again, say his name for me, Daniel Franzese?
Daniel Franzese.
Franzese.
Yeah, Franzese.
Okay. And people
He was in Mean Girls.
Yep.
You're going to know him from Mean Girls when you see his image.
Yep, I see him here. And this business ultimately has a name, right? We're not seeing the name there, but it's
it's called The Gal. There's actually a little plywood sign here. It's called The Gal.
Okay.
It stands for Gallery, Arts, and Lounge Acts.
Got
I think
it.
I've got that right.
Okay, so
Gallery,
they're gonna have,
Arts, and Lounge
it's
Acts.
more of an art space. They plan to have, if in fact this opens, live performances,
Yes.
etc. One of the big things, and correct me if I'm wrong, is he wanted to open this business, particularly in MacArthur Park, to help bring sort of new life and new business to this area that, as we report on all too often, is overrun with a lot of crime.
Absolutely. That's what he was hoping to do. Bring some new life here. Bring some art here for people to enjoy and also to feel safe attending. I can tell you a lot of the businesses just down the way here, boarded up, or they already have the doors closed and chained up even at this hour. So it's unclear if maybe they were open earlier in the day. There's a bakery around the corner. I'm assuming they were open earlier, but shut down pretty early. I've talked to some people just walking on the street here who say, yeah, you don't want to be here when the sun goes down.
No, and he put out a video on Instagram when he's like, "Hey, I showed up and we were broken into." That's a terrible way to kick off a business. He's working on permitting right now. What do we know about the actual break-in itself? Has anyone been taken into custody?
As far as I know, nobody has been taken into custody. I did reach out to LAPD to ask about that. It's a pretty large amount of money. He says $7,000 worth of property stolen from here, and he also seemed to indicate it wasn't the first time there's been a break-in here. We are talking with him later this afternoon, so we'll have more in later editions of the Fox 11 News. But as far as I know, no suspects. It does seem like maybe there's some security footage. I'm trying to get my hands on that as well.
Okay.
Maybe see who these people were.
Well, he's putting out, so on his social, he writes, and it's a video, we arrived to a break-in. I don't know what's worse, losing our new laptop or the violation of having someone all over our space, and appreciate your prayers right now. Thanks. And he's holding up a flyer with images of, it looks like, the suspects as well. So it doesn't look like anyone was taken into custody. Glad you reached out to LAPD. And also, what about the city council person who oversees this particular area?
Yeah, that's Councilwoman Hernandez. I have reached out to her office. I have not heard back at this time. He also mentioned, he's having some issues with permitting, or he's going through that permitting process right now. I've talked with the Department of Building and Safety. So far, it seems like everything is on track on the permitting end, but I'm looking forward to speaking with him to get a little more clarity on what might be the holdup as far as that's concerned.
He also says, he put out a few different posts. This one says, they ate food and they smoked cigarettes while they were breaking in. They made themselves at home, Nick. What's it like being there today? I mean, regardless of you're there for this story, but what's your general sense? I mean, I'm glad you painted the picture of this. There's a lot of boarded up businesses.
Mm-hmm. Well, just really quickly on that note there, it is very violating. We hear that from so many people who are the victims of these crimes, who, people come into their homes. It's such a violating feeling, whether it's your home or your business. It is pretty quiet here right now, Marla. You see just down the road, there's some people walking. There's a crossing guard just down the street. It does seem like, it's safe enough to walk. I've seen lots of kids who just got out of school walking with their parents or their guardians in this area. It is quiet right now, but again, things really change if you get into one of these alleyways, or like I said, once the sun goes down, it gets really pretty dangerous in the park. We obviously see a lot of homeless, not only around the park, but also in the alleys behind these kind of businesses, which poses its own kind of threats and dangers.
Yeah. Well, let's give them a shout out. The Gal Gotcha, they have an Instagram page, Nick. It's at The Gal Gotcha. It's described as an intimate space for arts, comedy, and community gallery nights, live shows, and creative energy, all in one place.
And it sounds like a great spot. I really hope that he's able to get it open and it thrives here. So definitely give him a follow. I'm glad you mentioned the handle there.
Yeah, very good. Okay, Nick, we'll let you do your thing that you do oh so well. Thank you so much, Nick. Nick Garcia, he's going to news gather and have that full report tonight beginning at 5 o'clock on the Fox 11 News at 5. In the meantime, I'll be back in 2 minutes. We'll see you then. Welcome back, everyone, to the Fox Local Stream. Coming up at 3 o'clock on this Thursday afternoon. You're almost through the weekend, but before we get to the weekend, we want to get you caught up on some little news nuggets. So, okay, let's take you to Las Vegas. How about that? Do we have a live look at Las Vegas? Because we understand there was an earthquake. Yeah, there we go. So this is a live look. You can see, it looks like that New York, Paris cityscape there along the Strip. This is from you see the airplane from the Las Vegas airport. There was a little bit of a shaker that happened not long ago. The magnitude, okay, so the magnitude was just over 4.07 to be very specific there. So in the three, we get threes all the time. 4 is a little bit more of a shaker, but still not enough to do significant damage, and that's good news because we haven't heard any reports of damage or injuries. All looks just fine. All those sins happening on the Strip. Sin City at its finest. You see Mandalay Bay off to the left there. And the pyramid, of course, right adjacent to it. So no reports of damage or injuries, Las Vegas, and the gambling continues. Now let's go upstairs, way upstairs. This is a live look from the ISS as we're looking off. Look at our planet. So just amazing the fact that we have this live look, right? We wanted to bring this to you as we tell you about, did you hear about SpaceX is going to set the stage for a record IPO, $75 billion and an initial public offering of its stock. Elon Musk, of course, the man in charge of SpaceX, he announced plans for this initial public offering, the IPO. This will happen a week from tomorrow, as far as I understand, next Friday. That would be June 12th. This would value the company at roughly $1.77 trillion. That's trillion with a T. The blockbuster debut could make Musk, already the world's richest person, the first trillionaire. I can't even wrap my mind around that. By the way, the biggest public offering in history topped the previous record of $29.4 billion. And this well surpassed that at $75 billion. So again, this is all expected to happen next Friday. Long anticipated public offering. So we're going to keep a watch on that. Elon Musk he's got an amazing mind, regardless of what you think of him. Okay, let's talk about the World Cup games and the Olympics. We'll talk about the World Cup in just a bit, but we got the Olympics too heading our way. LA 28 chairman Casey Wasserman and the International Olympic Committee held a press conference earlier today, not long ago, in fact, in Exposition Park. They shared some insights on the progress and preparations for the Olympic Games. And Fox Local's Rachel Aragon, she joins us now live from downtown LA with more. We've heard of the name Casey Wasserman a lot lately, not just linked to the Olympics necessarily, and he is saying that he's not going anywhere. He was facing some pressure to step down, and Rachel, he says he's not going to step down, huh?
That's correct. Yeah, a reporter today asked him if he had ever thought about stepping down at all. He affirmatively said no, he did not. He also, Marla, addressed whether or not he's been talking to Mayor Bass at all. He said he talks to her frequently, but he says those conversations with the mayor will remain private. But again, LA 28, along with the IOC, giving some updates today and really giving the media a chance to ask some questions. Something we learned today during today's press conference was the fact that they're saying nearly 300,000 people have already offered to volunteer for LA 2028. But Marla, as you know, there have also been some questions about whether or not the city of Los Angeles will ultimately be left with a big bill at the end of 2028 Summer Olympic Games. Well, LA City Councilwoman Monica Rodriguez has sounded the alarm on transparency over how these games will be financed. She's also introduced motions aimed at protecting LA taxpayers from absorbing the costs. In April, her office also had said LA 28 had presented a $7.15 billion budget that did not include security costs. So today, I asked Casey Wasserman, who's the chairman and president of LA 28, if taxpayers will be the ones absorbing those costs for the games. Here's what he had to say.
Is there anything you can say today to relieve those concerns that they'll be absorbing the costs come 2028?
We are operating a break-even budget as our goal with significant contingency built in. Those numbers have not changed. As Christoph pointed out, we've got a lot more clarity and fidelity on our revenue, which should give everybody the confidence that we will deliver against that. And the federal government, at every step of the way, has provided us the funding we need to reimburse local security operations, transportation.
Again, that was Casey Wasserman right there, who again says he has no plans of stepping down and never thought about stepping down. As a matter of fact, the LA28 and IOC also talked about ticket sales as well as affordability. And they also mentioned they'll continue to have some fundraising efforts, of course. And they seem to be very confident, Marla, in the revenue that they're generating to cover the costs of the games. But again, that's still 2 years away, so we'll have to see ultimately what happens.
Rachel, I was looking up to see, is this the first time, are you aware that he's held a public event since his name, all the headlines that happened with him? So for people who don't know, and I know you mentioned this, but I'll just reiterate this, that his name was in the Jeffrey Epstein files, and after that, there were all sorts of calls for him to step down. In fact, he has his own sports and marketing agency. His name, Casey Wasserman's name, was erased from the company that he founded. He lost clients as a result of this. He has always stayed very confident in his role as the chairman of LA28. He says he's not going to go anywhere. So do we know, is this the first time he's been out in public since all of that surfaced earlier this year?
Yeah, this appears to be his first public appearance, at least in front of the media, right? Actually taking some questions. Again, he says he's not going anywhere. And he was also asked about conversations he's had with Mayor Baz. And he says he talks to her frequently, but again, would not elaborate more on the content of those conversations.
Okay. And what was the turnout like among the press? Was there a lot of press there?
There was a lot of press there, and one of the other questions that was asked, and that we also asked as well, was how LA28 is going to be looking at FIFA World Cup, right, which is next week. They told us that, yes, they're going to look at it and maybe look at how the World Cup handles transportation here as well as security, but they said really those are two very different events. Obviously, Olympics on a much bigger scale. They say they largely look at past Olympics, so Milan as well as Paris, to really get a feel on how to improve things and also replicate what went well.
Okay, yeah, I mean, that's smart in that the World Cup is 1 week from today, at least the start. The first game is June 11th. It's going to be played in Mexico. And then June 12th, a week from tomorrow, USA versus Paraguay. And you were on this story earlier this week, live from SoFi, which will be renamed Los Angeles Stadium. Rachel, we know that 150,000 people at least are expected to come to LA to take part in the World Cup games.
Yeah, and they actually said today at LA28 that one thing they are looking at closely during the FIFA World Cup is really getting spectators and people to and from the venue, right? That's that whole idea of LA traffic and transportation. How does that play out? So they are looking at the World Cup, and especially the venues and the transportation. But again, they also emphasize it's two very different events. Something else I'm reminded today, Marla, and I kind of forgot until I saw the paperwork here. LA28 is a lot shorter, right, than the World Cup. That's over a 6-week period. The Olympics here is about, I think, like two-ish weeks. So they were talking about comparisons and also talking about differences as well.
All right, very good. Rachel Aragon live for us today on the stream, and we look forward to your full report tonight on the Fox 11 News at 5. Thank you so much. Let's get to some breaking news. We're getting word of a joint operation between LAPD, the DEA, and the DA involving a drug raid in MacArthur Park. I feel like we've just done this story, and apparently we're doing it again. Let's go to Fox Local's Matthew Seedorf. He is there. You covered the drug raid not long ago. Is this very similar to that? Is just a promise that we will be back? Is that what we're seeing unfold there?
Yeah, law enforcement is back. So they've had 3 phases. So number 1, they went after gang leadership at MacArthur Park. Gang 2, they went after the dealers and the sellers. And today they're going after users. And it being MacArthur Park, they're already making arrests. So we saw LAPD show up here about 5 minutes ago. We see these 2 people here in handcuffs. And then, Owen, if you want to follow me this direction, we've got 2 more people in handcuffs over here. And then a whole lot more police showing up. So you can just imagine, according to sources, we're expecting more than 100 police here any minute. But again, this is in the middle of MacArthur Park. We've got a lot of people out here kind of wondering what's going on. Did you see anything?
I saw them when they came in.
What'd you see?
A lot of cop cars.
A lot of cop cars.
Yes. They just swooped in here.
Who'd they go after?
Nobody. They don't do shit here. They don't do shit here.
They were searching for drugs, I guess.
Searching for drugs.
Yeah, and I guess they have drugs on them.
What do you think about this?
We got to keep this place safe.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. Because you don't know who's in the park. Yeah. There's a lot of fentanyl going on in here, too.
Yeah. Do you feel safe while you're out here?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just got to watch your surroundings.
Well, thank you. Owen, if you want to follow me this direction, I'm just looking around over here. You can see what looks like the tops, those orange tops for needles. There's one right there. There's more over here. There's another one right here. So you can kind of get a sense of what law enforcement is going after out here this afternoon. On the other side, we're at Alvarado, and you can see police are blocking off the street. So we're expecting that's right outside of Langer's. So we could be seeing even more police moving in here any minute now.
The torch in her hand.
Sorry?
The torch in her hand.
Okay. Oh yeah, I see. Yeah, so she's got what looks like a torch in her hand that she's holding. So we're stepping away from her. But again, we've got 2 people in handcuffs over here. We've got 2 more over here, and more law enforcement moving in as we speak right now. Marla, I'll go ahead and send it back to you.
All right, Matthew, many follow-ups coming your way, so bear with us here. This is all live at MacArthur Park. LAPD's there. Are the federal agents there yet? Are they expected to come? And I've seen you're not the only media there. I see other media there. Did you get a tip from this?
Yeah, so we're going to go out. Yeah, we did. Our sources gave us a little bit of a heads up that this was going to happen.
Okay.
Looks like we've got the armored vehicle moving in right now. You can hear that this person over here is not very happy that this is happening. But we all know MacArthur Park has a little bit of a reputation. It can be a dangerous place to be. And our federal sources are telling us that they want to clean up MacArthur Park the best they can. And they're going to be doing these random sweeps, as they say, to try and go after people using drugs now. So they said that they've gone after the leadership, they've gone after the dealers. So today they're going after the users. We've got the feds moving in. We've got more police cars. Wow. I mean, there's more than a dozen LAPD cruisers pulling in here, lights and sirens on. And then we've got this SWAT vehicle as well.
Yeah, obviously we're going to stick with this live picture. This is compelling and quite dramatic. Olin Martinez behind the camera there. Thank you, Olin.
All right, let's listen to this right now.
Okay.
Let's listen to this.
Police Department. We are conducting a joint narcotics investigation in the area of MacArthur Park. Officers and agents will be patrolling the area for illegal narcotics activities. If you remain in the area, you may be subject to detention, search, and hospital.
So they're just saying right now that we're doing a law enforcement operation across MacArthur Park. Here we've got U.S. Attorney Bill Asaley and the DEA coming in right now. And yeah, members of the DEA, the agents coming out of this van right now as they are surrounding MacArthur Park. Tons and tons of members of law enforcement out here. Law enforcement is telling us to back up. But again, yeah, we saw a similar raid about a month ago, but that one was a targeted operation. They were going after the dealers and the sellers. Today, it sounds like they're just doing a sweep across MacArthur Park, looking for people even using drugs.
In the Los Angeles Police Department.
Owen, if you want to flip this direction.
We are conducting a joint narcotics investigation in the area of MacArthur Park.
Owen, if you want to flip
Officers and agents
this
will be
direction.
patrolling the area for illegal narcotics activities.
I'm trying to see
if you remain in
how
the
people
area,
are reacting
you
to
may be
this
subject
in
to
MacArthur
detention,
Park, right?
search,
So
and possible
we've got
arrest.
some people on the
This
corner
is an
here at
active law
Alvarado and
enforcement
7th,
operation.
kind of standing here looking a little bit confused. And then over here on this intersection, some people have their phones out. Guy's got a suitcase, doesn't look very happy with the police. We're going to go this direction now. Massive police presence out here, though.
All right, now they're doing their announcement in Spanish as well, right in front of Langer's here, and there's Norm the owner of Langers. Let's go ahead and listen
We're live
in.
right now on Fox 11. What do you think about this?
I think it's fantastic. I think this is something long overdue. I think we're playing catch up, but we're going to get there. And today and what's going on the last 3-4 weeks has been very, very beneficial.
So they went after the dealers and the sellers. They went after gang leadership before that. This is phase 3. Today they're going after people using drugs.
Well, we're going after all of it. We're also going after the people that are giving away needles that are not supposed to be given away, illegally on the street, throwing needles in the grass. And we've got to clean it up so the kids can come back, the families can come back and use the park. That's what it's for.
So during that mayoral debate about a month ago, Mayor Karen Bass said that she was going to end the needle distribution in MacArthur Park. Have you heard or seen any difference?
Did you hear what my question was? This week or next week?
Have you noticed a difference?
She didn't answer. No, there is no difference.
Still happening?
That's part of the reason DEA and LAPD is here today.
Are you feeling a little optimistic now seeing this?
Not a little bit. I'm very optimistic. Okay? People are finally getting their act together. They're doing what needs to be done. It's long overdue.
Thank you, Norm. We appreciate it.
Thank you for being here.
All right, so you can tell that he's excited and optimistic that this is happening over here. We've got U.S. Attorney Bill Saley.
Oh, Langer, the owner.
And members of the DEA. You can tell, Marla, that this is we've got a LAPD cruiser whipping through the MacArthur Park right now. So we'll see if we can
Estamos llevando
cross the
a
street.
cabo una investigación conjunta sobre narcóticos en el área de MacArthur Park. Agentes y oficiales patrullarán la zona en busca de actividades ilícitas relacionadas con drogas. Si permanecen en el área.
So once this light turns red here, we're going to cross the street and see what's happening back in the park. We can see that members of the DEA are moving in, though.
Yeah, my question before you walk across the street is the Saley not going to answer your questions right now?
We're expecting there to be a press conference at some point, and I will ask him some questions, but I want to make sure that we don't miss any of the action that takes place, too.
Okay, yeah.
It looks like he's actually coming over here at the same time.
We need 2 Matthew Seedors on scene right now.
Hey, look, this person's not very happy. Yeah, some people here are yelling at the police as they're moving in.
If you remain in the area, you may be subject to detention, search.
So here we've got
there we go.
U.S. Attorney Bill Saley walking in. Go ahead, Marla.
No, I'm just, obviously for context, you were out there at the raid in May. That was May 6th. So today's the 4th of June, so just under a month ago. Bill Saley was very direct in his remarks.
And we've got another arrest over here. Hey, Owen, if you can see me. To your right, we have another arrest taking place over here right now.
Saley made it very clear that it wasn't a one and done thing, and he's making true to his promise. He's keeping his promise, Matthew.
Yeah, and if you remember, there was some people that were voicing their concern when they had that raid about a month ago that, it's not going to do anything, that, it's MacArthur Park, it's been a problem for so long that just one raid won't really make a difference. So the federal government and LAPD are basically saying that, they're going to be back and they're going to keep doing these random sweeps. And it's going to be on a random basis so that they want to get the drugs out of MacArthur Park and they want to make MacArthur Park safe.
Let's go.
So we just watched one man be taken away in handcuffs. I know when we first jumped on with you, there were 2 other men in handcuffs being arrested live on the Fox local stream with us here in Los Angeles. This is MacArthur Park. For people who are streaming us from far and wide, this is a beautiful part of Los Angeles that has just become overrun by drug use and cartels and sellers and users, and the feds and LAPD, they've gotten together and they have started these raids. The first one, real big one, happened May 6th, so just last month, and here we are now again with this one here. And Matthew, you are spot on when you say that they're going after just basically sweeping the park randomly, and if you're a user, a drug user, they are going to arrest you.
I mean, this is This is unfortunately so sad to see, but this is unfortunately also a common sight.
So sad to see.
This is
exactly why we're here.
This is exactly. Go ahead.
No, this is exactly why we're here. We have human beings in this condition that we should not have. This is something that we need to change. Something that we're going to change. And we're really happy to have the DEA here as a partnership to help us make this change.
This is not okay. This is so sad. Okay. I feel for him and everything that he's experiencing. I mean, how do we get this to? This isn't just a MacArthur Park issue. This is across the city.
This is across the nation too. Let's call it what it is, right? This is a drug epidemic. This is a drug problem, and we do need to get a hold of it. We do need to get a hold of it. Thank God right now that we have the DEA that believes in the same things we believe, because when we have this type of damage to the communities, the whole city is going to suffer. The entire city is going to suffer. It's an unsafe city. It's not going to develop it the way it should, and the city has a tremendous potential, and we're going to get back to that.
And these random sweeps are going to keep happening.
They're going to happen all over. Yes, absolutely, and not only here, but in different parts of the city where it's much needed. Absolutely.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Jump in on this, man.
Yeah. See if we can get in here with U.S. Attorney Bill Saley.
Brothers and sisters in law enforcement, to get the job done that needs to happen here. Far too long, this place has stood idle and problems and is grown and grown, and it ends. And we've been here before. We're here again. I told everybody. Keep doing this till we get it right. It's not a one-day project. It's something that's going to take time. The DEA, LAPD, U.S. Attorney's Office, all our state and local federal partners, we're all combining together to get this done.
But the World Cup is just days away. Can you imagine this getting cleaned up in time for hundreds of people to be here?
Days away? I can't answer that question. All I know is we can make a change today, and we can make a little bit of a change tomorrow, and we have to keep working. What we can't do is go backwards. We have to go forwards.
As you're looking at the idea of what is being done here today, you also have intel from LAPD, and not just MacArthur Park, 2 or 3 dozen hotspots in areas similar. Are we going to see similar types of actions with DEA, LAPD sweeps through looking for people, not just users, but people who are distributing? Somebody with 3 pounds of meth in a backpack. That's a bonus as far as you're concerned.
I will 100% say this is not the only area we're operating in. We are actively in other areas around Los Angeles. We will be paying other places visit. We are coming. Now's your chance. Clean.
All right, I'm gonna jump. Okay, here we go.
Together to get this job done.
Yeah, we're gonna operation compared to Free MacArthur Park that happened last month.
This is a continuation of Free MacArthur Park. That I told everybody when I was here that day. It's not a one-day operation. Right. We will be back. It will be going on, and there's been many other days where we've been here in this park and around this area conducting law enforcement operations. We just don't advertise it to everybody. Today, we felt like coming in and telling everyone, you know what? We want MacArthur Park to take this place back for the community. It will eventually become permanent, but it's going to take time.
Well, hold on. We're gonna have a press conference. We're gonna have a press conference.
All right, so you're hearing there that they're gonna have a press conference here in a little bit. So they want to see what's actually taking place here in MacArthur Park, and we understand that because we want to see it as well. So trying to locate Owen. There he is. Pretty chaotic situation here, though. You can understand as we're walking through here. So, following members of law enforcement. I mean, that was what we saw there, that man on the ground. That, unfortunately, is a pretty common thing to see here at MacArthur Park.
Yeah, and you pointed it out, it's not just here at MacArthur Park, it's widespread across the greater part of Los Angeles. The officer said it's a drug epidemic sweeping the nation. Obviously, this is just a ton of media has descended upon MacArthur Park. Is this similar to what you experienced in the raid in May in terms of the attention that it's given and how they're just going about their business?
So the raid that we were at about a month ago was really focused on the businesses where the selling was taking place. So they believed they had dealers and sellers. So they were just focused on those businesses and getting those arrested. It was very targeted. This one is more going after people that are using the drugs. Here we got another arrest taking place. Mm-hmm. These are going after people actually using drugs or possibly have drugs on them here in MacArthur Park.
All right, so this is a look at another arrest live on the Fox Local Stream. Matthew, we're going to take a quick 2-minute break, and then we're going to come back with you live. So for those watching on the streams, do not go anywhere. Our live coverage of this raid at MacArthur Park in Los Angeles will continue right after this. Welcome back, everyone, to the Fox Local Stream. I'm Marla Tejas at Fox 11 in Los Angeles. We want to get you back to the breaking news that we're following. This is a raid that is underway in MacArthur Park. This is in Los Angeles. The feds, LAPD involved in this raid. This follows last month's raid that targeted the sellers, the dealers there, including members of the cartel. That was called Operation Free MacArthur Park. This is a live picture. This is Bill Asaley talking right now with Matt Finn from Fox News. Let's go ahead and listen in.
Well, we're hopefully going to get them some help. I mean, we want them to get into rehab. If they're not willing to go voluntarily, we're going to enforce the law. And the law, if they need to be arrested to get them into rehab, so be it. But we just cannot allow people to be sitting at the park folded over on fentanyl. So that's the point here today. This has not been done in a long time. LA, California has not really enforced drug possession or being under the influence of drugs. This is allowed now because of Prop 36. Prop 36 now gives LAPD the tools they need in order to actually arrest people and get them into rehab. And those tools were taken away when Prop 47 passed, and the voters said no more, enough. So now under Prop 36, we can do what we're seeing here today.
We've heard that there's going to be World Cup watch parties here starting this month. Do you feel like we're ready for it?
What I'm hoping is as we get the criminal elements out of the park, the city can come in and rehabilitate it.
All right, Mike is back up. Our picture with Matthew Seedorf just froze, but we have live pictures from Skyfox right now. So we have that aerial shot. Seems to has a much calmer presence from above. Let's go back down live to our ground camera behind. Camera is Owen Martin.
Draws the dealers, draws the influence. So that's what we're dealing with here today.
Have you heard from Mayor Bass or the local council members?
I've personally spoken with Mayor Bass. She supports this operation, and LAPD would not be here without her support.
Well, I drive by here all the time and I see people using drugs. Why is that allowed here in Los Angeles? I mean, police drive by too.
Yeah, it's not allowed. And so what we're trying to do is we're working with LAPD to give them the support and the tools. And frankly, it's a bit of a culture change. They haven't done it in a long time, so we want to work with them. We have all the LAPD officers teamed up with DEA agents, and we're working with a district attorney. He should be here soon, and he'll talk more about what's going to be done. But it's a new day in LA. You've got a new district attorney, you got a new U.S. attorney, and new laws on the books.
You said before about the Mexican cartels. How I
Well, there's a lot. Okay, a lot of the drugs come from Mexico. Okay, so when we arrest suppliers, they often have ties to the cartel. We've arrested a lot of suppliers. We did 25 last month, and we've arrested people since, including a peace ambassador who was here and someone that was with the PATH group who was dealing drugs. So we're going after dealers. And be on notice, we're not the state. When we arrest you, you're going to go to prison for 10 years, not 10 minutes.
Like he was saying, if you drive by MacArthur Park, you open your eyes for 60 seconds, you'll see people doing open drugs.
Yeah.
Why does it take a raid to make these arrests? Why don't we see law enforcement making these arrests every day?
Well, I think part of it is we're going to support, the police haven't had the support. LAPD has not had the support from the DA's office until they have a new DA now, but the last DA, prior city attorneys have all refused to enforce these laws. So what's changed now is they have a federal partner that has their back. They have a city attorney who's going to enforce the law and a district attorney who's going to enforce the law. That's what's different.
The city's clean needle program.
Yeah.
Hands out syringes to users probably in this area. What are your thoughts there on those?
I agree with her. I agree with everyone who wants to end those programs. It does not make any sense to me to hand out drug paraphernalia to drug addicts. All you're going to get is more drug addiction. So harm enabling is what I call it. All right, let's keep walking. We want to see what.
Our ground camera just froze there again. Olin Martinez, Matthew Seedorf is our crew there. Okay, we're back. We also, the smaller picture, by the way, is the that chopper view from Skyfox overhead MacArthur Park. Matthew, are you with us?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
So if you look at this,
yeah.
It looks like, I don't even know what this is, but it looks like some sort of possible needle? It's hard to say. I don't know.
It's just a shank.
A shank? But
just a shank?
I'm just kind of looking around because, exactly. And that speaks a lot to kind of what you see and experience. Olin, I don't know if you can see this or if we can show this, but just in this one spot, it looks like there's been a fire of some sort, and then you can see the orange tops to needles. I count at least 3 right here. And obviously, this is a place and a park that some people don't feel safe going to at any point of the day, especially at night, by themselves. And that's kind of what you heard from U.S. Attorney Bill Saley. They're trying to put an end to that and the drug use that people so often see out here.
He brought up a fact that I wanted to talk to you more about.
Go.
What do we have there?
This looks like
one of the kits.
Yeah, this looks like one of the kits that they hand out. So this has Narcan in it.
Narcan.
Yeah, Narcan nasal spray. Right here. Yeah.
The drug overdosing, the reversing drug. No, it's not a drug. You know what I mean.
Right here.
Yes.
Don't touch it. Don't touch it.
Yeah.
Here we have a. Yes.
Fentanyl.
So, yeah, I mean, you can just tell how widespread that drug use is here at MacArthur Park, and why law enforcement wants to try and improve the situation out here.
Saley made the point that this isn't the state. We are the feds. So if we put you in handcuffs, this isn't a slap on the wrist.
Yeah, so essentially they'll be facing, it sounds like he was saying, up to 10 years in prison. So, a federal arrest is different than a local arrest. And we are going to have a press conference here coming up when this wraps up, so we can kind of learn more details about what sort of charges these people are going to be facing. But just estimation, probably seen about 10 arrests just with our own eyes today.
Yep.
But I'm sure, there's more law enforcement out here, so there's probably some that we've missed.
Right. So, by the way, you're in a smaller box right now.
Here comes Nathan Hochman right now.
Okay, the LA County DA.
Here comes DA, District Attorney Nathan. Yep, Nathan Hochman's walking up.
Okay. Do we know what time that press conference is scheduled for?
I believe it's supposed to be around 4 o'clock. Obviously, this is a developing situation here,
Sure.
so let's see if I can squeeze in here.
We're just doing a walk. We have 25 teams of LAPD agents that are out doing individual investigations, and we've already seen a bunch of arrests. So, if you want to walk, we can walk, and then we're going to do our press thing there.
Sure.
Yeah.
Why was it important to be out here today?
It's very important to be seen and make sure that people know that the DA's office, along with the U.S. Attorney's Office, federal law enforcement, and local law enforcement are here to stay. This is not going to be a one-day operation. It's not going to be a one-week operation. It's going to continue over and over and over again. But it's not just a law enforcement operation. The idea is that law enforcement will be working with community groups. So we'll deal with the criminal aspect of this, people who are committing a variety of crimes, whether it's drug dealers and narcotics traffickers, gangs and whatnot. But ultimately, the people who need assistance will also make sure they get that assistance. So it's a combination. Sort of, they call it in some ways a velvet glove. And we come out here and make sure people understand that the park is meant for the public. But for the people who need assistance, we'll make sure they get that assistance.
On any given day, you'll be out here and you'll look in a specific direction. You'll see the open drug use. Why do we need these raids to take place? Why can't these arrests happen on a daily basis?
Well, that's the whole point. The whole point is that today is the start of that operation. And by that I mean, again, part of making sure that drug dealers and people using drugs don't come back to the park is they know that this becomes a safe space for families to come here and enjoy this park. By the way, during the day and the night, this park is for the public. So if you come back one day, they're going to think you're bluffing. You come back 2 days, they start to take you a little bit more seriously. If you're here the next 2 weeks, the next 2 months, and again, going forward in the future, it's not a bluff anymore. It's the fact that they will come to believe, and they should believe, that law enforcement is going to keep this park safe. Then we'll also bring in the community groups to the extent anyone needs assistance. We'll make sure they get that assistance, whether it's assistance for any drug addictions they're suffering, assistance if they need homes and residential support, assistance if they have any mental illness. So again, we're going to approach this entire problem holistically, but law enforcement will certainly be part of that approach.
What will you tell families who feel hopeless, who think this is just, yes, it's a day operation, but come tomorrow, it's just going to be a continuation of drug use, of open-air drug marketing?
Come tomorrow. Come next week. Come 2 weeks from now. Here's a pledge I make. Labor Day of 2026, I'm going to be here with my family. Middle of the day, we're going to have a lovely picnic lunch. I invite all of you to join us here in MacArthur Park to have a picnic lunch, because this park will be safe enough for you to bring your families. I'm going to bring my family. I'm going to bring my grandson. He's a year and a half old. He's going to enjoy this park as well he should. This park, I grew up with this park. I'm a lifelong Angelino. I remember when this park was one of the iconic parks of Los Angeles, effectively our Central Park. And just like New York would not allow its Central Park to run into despair as we have watched this park grow into, so too will we actually rise up as Los Angelinos and make sure this park is safe and this park is meant and it will be enjoyed by the public.
You think it's ready for World Cup watch parties this month?
As far as World Cup watch parties, again, I'm sure that the combination of both the LAPD and Parks and Recreation will make sure that that is done in a fair and hopefully safe method.
We've heard a lot that there's going to be more operations. This is not just a one-time thing. How many more do you anticipate to happen until it is ready for World Cup watch parties?
What I would anticipate is that this will be a consistent operation. Law enforcement will be monitoring this park consistently. They will determine what level of resources need to be applied to deal with whatever threat is here. And as I'm emphasizing, this is not a one-day operation. So come back 2 days from now, come back next week, you will see law enforcement's presence. Maybe it won't look exactly like this with whole scores of officers going through the park, but law enforcement will strategically be keeping this park safe and then do it in a very consistent way.
We're going to do a press conference in a second.
All right, thank you. That was District Attorney Nathan Hochman. Marla, I think you hear most of that conversation, basically saying that this is not a one-time thing. They're going to keep on coming back, and he even said that he would feel comfortable bringing his family here with his 1-year-old. I think he said it was a nephew or grandchild, but 1.5-year-old baby, his family grandson here for Labor Day, which is just a couple months away. So they have high expectations of hopefully changing this, and it looks like right now they're looking at that bag that we were looking at earlier with the Narcan inside of it.
Interesting. Okay.
And he just pointed out, look, he's pointing at this person right here. He said fentanyl fold, but you can see this person walking, and it looks like the DEA is following him. He's picking up some belongings. But again, this is just, unfortunately, so sad to see this, and this is, what you see at MacArthur Park.
Back up.
We're gonna back up here a little bit.
What the fuck are you doing?
And you can tell that she's not very happy with what's happening. Hopefully she's safe here. But
so
it looks like law enforcement is.
This is the female that we're watching.
Kind of watching.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. This is live right now.
Okay.
It looks like members of law enforcement are about to make contact with her, and they might be about to make another arrest here. Let's follow and just see what happens.
Move a little slower, or we'll lose the signal.
Looks like she's moving a little faster.
All right, she's out.
And you can see some people on the bench over there pointing at her like, why is that person not getting arrested?
Well, I was going to ask the same thing. I mean, given that they were following her and given their operation.
Yeah, that's a great question.
And was the guy who we've seen a couple of times, the guy with the blue beard, was he in cuffs earlier and now he's not?
He was in cuffs, and he was not happy about it. We heard a lot of obscenities from him about that, but he looks like he's right now on the bench over there. So.
And we don't know why he was let go.
But yeah, he wasn't happy. Yeah, we do not, but he wasn't happy that that woman just got away.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna take a quick 2-minute break here on the Fox Local Stream. Olin and Matthew will be back in 2 minutes. We'll pick up our live coverage of this live breaking story right now in MacArthur Park in Los Angeles. A drug raid underway by the feds and LAPD. More to come. Stay with us. It is 3:42 in Los Angeles. I'm Marla Tejas coming to you from Fox 11. You're live on the Fox local stream. Let's get you back to the breaking news that we've been following for almost an hour now. This is a live drug raid by the feds and LAPD underway at MacArthur Park in Los Angeles. Behind the camera here on the ground, we have Olin Martinez, Matthew Seedorf, our reporter there, and it looks like this person was maybe in custody for a moment, but let loose. Matthew, Olin, what do we know?
Yeah, it looks like we had one person in custody that is being let go right now, and then we have another person in handcuffs right now. We just walked up on this, so it's clear, though, that law enforcement are still out here and kind of roaming around looking for illegal activity. It looks like he's being released right now.
It's interesting to see. We've seen that a few times now. The in cuffs and then released. Are they? I heard Olin say they're testing them. Do we know anything of sort of the protocol that's underway?
Are you able to say kind of what happened?
They were fighting.
They were fighting.
It was mutual combat, so we detained for that. There was no evidence of either one hitting each other. It was just confrontational, and that's it. They were released after both didn't want to arrest each other.
You know if the little orange machines are testers to test for fentanyl?
The machines that we're using
Yeah.
is to identify the person if they don't have any identification with their fingerprints.
Fingerprints.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh,
yeah, so they're using those machines that we're seeing out here to, I guess, identify people, which is interesting. But I want to show you this because this is a very unique perspective right now. We're just standing, I believe we're on Alvarado, and you can tell it's very closed off right now. We've got the armored vehicle, LAPD out here, and then people also walking off of this metro stop, kind of wondering what's going on when they pop up. And then right behind Olin is dozens and dozens of members of law enforcement as they continue to make their sweep across MacArthur Park.
A whole lot of officials, LAPD, federal agents there have descended on MacArthur Park on this Thursday afternoon. You're hearing sort of you are hearing the loudspeaker, the announcement of what everyone is out there to do, and that is to basically, if you're involved in illegal drug activity, they're going to put you in handcuffs. This is a federal and local joint operation. Also, LA County District Attorney Nathan Hochman, he's been out there, he is out there, and they are expected to give a joint press conference. We estimate around 4 o'clock. It's currently 3:45. Once that happens, of course, we're going to bring that to you live. We're going to stick with this live picture. Matthew, I know it's hard to count, but certainly we've seen dozens is strong. We've seen a lot of people taken into custody. Last time they were there, that operation, it was called Operation Free MacArthur Park. That was in May. They arrested 18 people, and 40 pounds of fentanyl was seized, and that's an amount capable of 190,000 lethal doses. So they said that they were going to be back. They are back. This time the operation is a little bit different, but nonetheless, from Hochman, from our DA, he says that this is going to become more and more frequent.
Yeah, they're going to keep doing these, I guess, what you could call random sweeps out here, and looking for illegal activity, open drug use, and they're saying that if you do drugs here at MacArthur Park, you're susceptible of arrest like we're seeing here today.
We'll be patrolling the area for illegal narcotics activities. If you remain in the area,
and that loudspeaker is still saying that they're on the lookout for illegal drug activities, and that's kind of the whole operation taking place here today.
Yeah, so, and then also for context, the businesses that were raided in MacArthur Park, and we see Norm Langer's Deli right there.
Oh, here we go. We've got people across the street cheering on the street corner over here. They're applauding as the law enforcement is walking by. Let's see if we can try speaking with some of these people. We heard from, as you were saying, the owner of Langer's, Norm, and he was saying that this is a long time coming and that they've had some safety issues. We're live on Fox 11 right now. Can we speak with anyone? There you go.
We can't speak.
So, what do you think about what you saw here today?
I'm glad they're trying to clean things up.
Are you? Do you live in the area, or?
I live in LA, but not down here. We're doing a job down here. So
and you were clapping for those members of law enforcement.
We're happy to see them doing stuff. Yeah.
Do you think it's going to make a difference?
I certainly hope so. Yeah. I mean, if they push out the bad guys, then there will be better shape.
For sure.
Yeah.
Marla, were you going to say something?
I was just going to say, I'm noting his shirt. I just profiled him to be in the film industry. Is he there when he said we're doing a job? What's that job for?
Are you in the film industry? Were you here working a job or?
Maybe.
Okay. I think, we might have an answer there, but
yeah,
we can't talk about it. But
yeah, there's a film
sure.
truck that's apparently here as well, so you can kind of see what's going on.
Then Matthew, the follow-up is then this would make it more accessible
would this make
for
it safer for more sort of shoots taking place?
Oh, without a doubt. Yeah, no, let's clean it up.
And this would help Hollywood. This
without a doubt
across the city.
I 100% agree. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for your time.
Certainly.
Appreciate it.
Good luck with everything. Thanks.
Wow. I mean, just Hollywood.
Matthew, can we ask him one more question?
Seems like
the film truck that was there. Did that come post-raid? How'd they get in? Is this all part of sort of a?
I can actually.
Reality.
I can actually
show?
tell you. We did. We did. Is there anything you can tell us about what is being shot or? No. Okay. Sorry. No worries. But we did see that truck here when we arrived. Before the raid, sometime before the raid. So they were here nearby, about a block from here. But several people on the street corner were cheering, and it sounds like he was one of them.
Yeah, well, it would make it safer.
Exactly. And it seems like things are kind of winding down here. We still see all the police cars and lots of people with their phones out. But I believe we're going to be setting up for a press conference here momentarily.
Looking up, I was struck by the words from the LA County District Attorney Nathan Hochman about how he wants to be out there for the upcoming holidays and bring his family, and this was once sort of an iconic place to go. I mean, talk about a fall from grace, right, Matthew? Looking MacArthur Park up, and the history of it.
We're going to go set up for the president.
There are headlines from many years ago that describe it as from swamp to the Champs-Élysées of LA. And this all originated in the 1880s, and then in the 1920s when it got a revitalization. And it was sort of the turning point in the 1970s, an economic decline and a crime era. That's when that all happened. This followed World War II. So just to sort of hear about the history of MacArthur Park, and it sort of ebbs and flows between swamp-ish conditions, as it was described in this article I'm reading, to now to more of a Central Park, which is what our DA described it as, to now what it is. And even when we see the aerial shots, it looks to be, it's pretty to see the lake down below, but then just to see it sort of overrun by the crime and all of the illegal activity, it's very sad. So the fact that they are working to clean it up is a good thing.
Exactly, yeah. And if you speak with anyone out here, they will say kind of what you're alluding to, that MacArthur Park used to be a place that families could go to and have picnics on a Sunday, and it was a place that people would feel safe. And unfortunately, over the last few decades anyway, that has changed. And I think a lot of people have unfortunately started to accept that change, and that's just the way MacArthur Park is. Same you could say with Skid Row. But it sounds like they're trying to put an end to that assumption, and they're trying to make a difference right now and make MacArthur Park safe again.
And of course, there's the critics who would say criminalizing, I was going to say homelessness, is not a good thing. Many of these people, we don't know their story if they are homelessness, but obviously they are. If you're in, as you pointed out, open air drug activity there in MacArthur Park, that is against the law.
Yeah, I mean, open drug use is against the law, and I feel like, it's kind of become a thing here where people can accept it at this section of the park for whatever reason. It's been happening for a while, and they're trying to change that.
All right, we are going to take our 2-minute break here on the Fox Local Stream. So Olin Martinez behind the camera, Matthew Seedorf, our reporter there on the ground. Stick with us and we'll return to our live coverage here in 2 minutes. We'll see you then. Welcome back, everyone, to the Fox Local Stream. I'm Marla Tejas in Los Angeles at Fox 11. Looking at the time now, it's coming up on the 4 o'clock hour. We are waiting for a press conference to start in MacArthur Park. This is in Los Angeles. This is where a massive raid has happened and is underway right now, involving the feds, the DEA, and LAPD. LA County District Attorney is out there as well, arresting drug activity, people involved in illegal drug activity on this Thursday afternoon. Our ground camera pointing at this appears to be a random business. Oh, there is, I'm sorry, the podium. It's hard for me to see. There is a podium. I see it now. Thank you to the crew in the booth. There is a podium there front and center, and that is where officials will convene, expected to happen about 4 o'clock, right, in about 5 minutes. So when that happens, we will bring that to you live. Bill Asaley, the U.S. Attorney, he is the lead out there. He was there a month ago when it was a similar drug raid that happened. That one targeted more cartels and actual drugs. They seized a whole lot of fentanyl in May. 18 people were arrested, many linked to the Sinaloa cartel. Today, they are doing a sweep of MacArthur Park. It's about 35 acres, by the way, and they've been walking that and putting people under arrest for illegal drug activity. So there's a better shot of the podium. I see the podium now, clear as day. So we are waiting for this to start, and we're going to get an update from our team on the ground. Olin Martinez behind the camera. Matthew Seedorf is the reporter who has been doing a great job sort of giving us the lay of the land as all of this unfolds live on the Fox Local Stream. The DEA there setting up their microphones. We obviously have a microphone there, and we look forward to hearing from everyone involved in today's raid. No word on number of arrests that have happened. We've seen some people taken into custody and then released. We did get to talk to one of those LAPD officers, and he was asked why the cuff and release, and he basically said, oh, these two people were just involved in a fight that we broke up, and it didn't seem that either one hit the other, so there was no crime involved. They were just detained for a moment and released. We look forward to getting some of the updated numbers. That looks like they're doing a mic check. Let's check in with Matthew Seedorf. Can you hear me? Matthew, there you are. You're outside Langers. What's the latest?
Yeah, so we're about a half block from that press conference. They're setting up there. We have another camera over there from Gino and Nick. So we're just trying to spread out, and you can see that Hollywood crew still here. They were kind of discreet with what they're shooting, but they were shooting something on this block, and they're kind of we saw some of them applauding law enforcement as they were walking by. You can still see some people out here with their phones, very interested with what was going on, and then dozens of police cars and still lots of law enforcement here, and all the roads still closed down. You can see down Alvarado right now. Police have this road closed, and in all directions really surrounding MacArthur Park. So think about that if you're driving in the area for sure. But it seems like this will probably be wrapping up right after the press conference. But a lot of people kind of just wondering, walking around right now in this area, wondering what happened. If they have their phones out and they're recording. But as you said, we saw, I'd estimate at least 10 people put in handcuffs. We saw a couple that were released, but I'm interested to see the official numbers in this press conference coming up.
Okay, well, our colleague Nick Garcia, he has another view from MacArthur Park. He's live because he was there for another story, a business that was set to open up, an actor linked to Mean Girls. He was trying to open up a business. He got broken into in MacArthur Park. So, Nick, now you've turned your attention to the raid there. What are you hearing?
Right, Marla, it happened just in front of us. I want to take a note, though. The press conference is getting underway just now. First Assistant U.S. Attorney Bill Asaley going to the podium now. So I'm thinking we're probably going to listen in. Is that right?
Yeah, I would assume we're going to listen in. Let's just make sure he's not just there to... Okay, here we go. Bill Asaley, U.S. Attorney, on his right, Los Angeles County District Attorney Nathan Hochman.
MacArthur Park in a joint operation. This is a task force between the DEA and the LAPD. And first and foremost, I really want to thank all of our partners, the District Attorney's Office, LAPD, and everyone that's been involved in putting this together. We cannot do it without them. This is our third phase of this operation. Phase 1 was we dismantled the leadership of the 18th Street gang. Phase 2 was to go after the drug dealers and suppliers at MacArthur Park. We did that last month. You guys saw that. And now we're on Phase 3. And Phase 3 will be a consistent law enforcement presence in the park to enforce state law, which prohibits people from being under the influence of narcotics and possessing drugs with the intent to use them. That is critical. We have to address the demand if we want to clean up the park. I'm going to keep my comments brief. This is, again, not a one and done. It's an ongoing operation. We're so excited to have, again, the partnership of the district attorney who is able to enforce the state laws, which we can't. One other thing I want to just announce. The president and the attorney general announced the Model Cities Initiative. This is key. This is going to provide up to $300 million in assistance for local law enforcement. You've seen what the president's done in Washington, D.C. We want to do the same here in L.A. So I'm officially informing LAPD and the city of L.A. that they are eligible to apply for this. We'd like to work with them, and we'd like to get them some federal dollars so they can boost their efforts here in the city of LA. And let's get LA cleaned up for everyone so we can enjoy the games. Thank you guys so much. And next, I'd like to bring Tony up, who's the special agent in charge of the DEA.
Good afternoon. I want to thank all our partners, the U.S. Attorney's Office of the Central District of California, U.S. Attorney Billy Asaley. Thank you, LAPD Assistant Chief Amada Tingarides, for the partnership and critical support. Thank you, LA County District Attorney Nathan Hochman, for joining us today as we partner in this effort to restore MacArthur Park and return it to the community. I especially want to thank the men and women of DEA working tirelessly to safeguard the health and well-being of our communities. Thank you, members of the media, for coming out to share the story of hope that we're putting out here today. Thank you to the residents, the business owners, who have reached out to thank us. 1 month ago, I stood not too far from this spot as DEA teams and LAPD officers executed a significant operation along Alvarado. I promised change and commitment to free MacArthur Park from crime, drug activity, and the sense of gloom and despair that's been plaguing this community. Days later, I came back. I visited the park, and I'm going to be honest with everybody here today. While things has changed, yeah, we put bad guys in jail, we took drugs off the street, there were still things that hadn't changed. And we're here today to let everyone know that the change is coming, and we're committed to doing this. We are here. We want the public and all those connected to MacArthur Park to grasp the new reality. You are seeing something different. We are taking a united stand, aligning to free MacArthur Park. Our presence will remain. You will continue to see decisive enforcement around the park. We mean business. This is not a photo op promising an overnight change. We know it's going to take a long time, contingent on significant manpower to make noticeable and enduring changes. I want to be clear. Since May 6, when we first showed up, DEA and LAPD have continued to make arrests, holding accountable those who profit off the vulnerable, arresting criminals who peddle deadly drugs like fentanyl and other dangerous drugs in and around the park. MacArthur Park will no longer be a beating ground for drug crimes, no longer an open-air drug market. I think most neighbors agree we want tranquility restored to the lake, to this park. We will work hard to deliver that promise. Again, I want to thank the men and women of DEA and all our partners for the countless hours and hard work poured into this operation. Thank you, everybody. I'd like to turn it over to LAPD Assistant Chief Amada Tingarides.
Good afternoon. My name is Assistant Chief Amada Tingarides, and I am the Director of the Office of Operations for the Los Angeles Police Department. First and foremost, I want to begin by expressing my gratitude to our federal partners, U.S. Attorney Bill Saley, and the men and women of the Drug Enforcement Administration. Their commitment to protecting lives in this city has been unwavering, and the people of Los Angeles are safer because of it. I also want to thank District Attorney Nathan Hodgman for standing with the men and women of the LAPD as we work together to restore MacArthur Park and the surrounding business and community. The residents, families, and business owners that have reached out, please know your voices matter. We see you, we hear you. We want a better community for you. Last month, we stood here right on the Alvarado corridor together following a major joint DEA and LAPD operation. What did we target? Illicit drug sales in the area. We made significant arrests that day, but real change takes sustained effort, and that's what you see here today. We promised we would not stop, and that is why we are here today. LAPD's Gang and Narcotics and Rampart Division personnel, working with our federal partners, have remained engaged and on the ground in this community, making arrests, seizing dangerous narcotics, and holding accountable those who profit from addiction and prey on vulnerable people in and around MacArthur Park. Every arrest made, every ounce of dangerous drugs removed represents a life potentially saved in this community. The group that stands before you here today represents our coordinated and persistent effort to dismantle the criminal networks that prey upon our community members, exploit their addictions, and endanger young people in this MacArthur Park community. Our mission is to return this park, the lake, and this corridor back to the citizens of Los Angeles and the community members of MacArthur Park, and to support those suffering from addiction by removing the predators who exploit them. We stand with this community for as long as it takes. To the men and women of the LAPD and the DEA, thank you for your relentless work, your professionalism, the empathy and compassion that you're showing to this community, and your dedication of relentless follow-up and making this community safer. To the people of Los Angeles, this beautiful city of angels, we see you, we hear you, and we are committed to delivering the lasting change that you deserve. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon. My name is Nathan Hochman. I'm the Los Angeles County District Attorney. This has been called Operation Free MacArthur Park because we have to free it. For way too long, for almost decades, MacArthur Park has been under the control of gangs. It has been a refuge for individuals to engage in drug use and drug sale. These surrounding areas have literally been terrorized by various members of the criminal element that often extort the various businesses that we can see right here. We have to free MacArthur Park. MacArthur Park is essentially our Central Park. New York might have its Central Park. Our iconic Central Park is MacArthur Park. You can see behind me the skyline of Los Angeles. That it assures you that where MacArthur Park is ground zero to see if we can actually drive the criminal element from this park and in the same vein, provide compassionate assistance for anyone who needs it. So we are going to go ahead and enforce the laws. And as First Assistant Bill Asaley said, we had a first phase. Working with the DEA, working with the LAPD, they went after the gangs. The second phase was going after the big drug dealers. But as they said, that is the supply side of the equation. There's also a demand side, and it exists in the park. Because if there's no one demanding drugs in the park, the suppliers have nowhere to go in the park. That is this phase 3, to go after this demand side of the small dealers in the park, the drug addicts in the park who are using illegally hard drugs every single day. I refuse to allow MacArthur Park to be a cemetery, and that's what it's been, because we have had individual after individual after individual die of drug overdoses, so much so that the local fire department spends much more time trying to revive people with Narcan who are on death's door than they do putting out fires in this area. That is a reality. And we collectively refuse to allow MacArthur Park to be a cemetery anymore. We are going to restore it day in and day out. And you've heard that this is not a one and done effort. This will be a consistent effort. So if you want to find out what we're doing tomorrow, come back. If you want to see what's going on next week, come back. Next month, come back. And what you will see is a law enforcement presence that is going to bring public safety here. Then we're going to bring all the community organizations and all the nonprofits who want to help any of the individuals here, whether they need housing, drug treatment, mental illness treatment. We'll make sure that they get that compassionate assistance as well. And we're going to and we're going to continue this effort so much that I'm going to make a promise. And here's my promise. Labor Day this year, 2026, I am going to come with my family and I'm going to have a picnic in MacArthur Park, because MacArthur Park is going to be safe enough to have that picnic. Mr. Asaley, I invite you and our DEA and LAPD colleagues, please join myself and my family for a picnic. I invite the mayor, I invite every city council person, every member of the Board of Supervisors to join us here for a picnic on Labor Day, because MacArthur Park will be that safe. And again, I'm going to, you know what, everyone out there, please get your picnic baskets ready. Whether you live anywhere here, you work here, you're coming from abroad and you want to see what the iconic MacArthur Park looks like, Labor Day 2026 is the day we're going to have that picnic, and hopefully not just that day, but in the days to come after that. So again, I thank the U.S. Attorney's Office and our First Assistant Bill Asaley. The DEA and the LAPD have literally dedicated hundreds of hours, but this will involve thousands of hours. The DA's office will be a participant, hand in glove with all you folks. And again, thank you everyone here who has waged the battle to get us to this day, to get the focus on MacArthur Park, to actually free it. Thank you very much.
Well, Nathan brought his fan club. That's good. We'll take a few questions. Please be on topic. Yes. Do you want to address who wants to speak on that? Those arrests were primarily made by the LAPD.
Good afternoon, everyone. Captain Ben Fernandez, LAPD Rampart Division Commanding Officer. We have made 6 citations, 13 arrests for the citations: smoking in public, quality of life issues. The arrests include drinking in public, the use, being under the influence of narcotics, and a misdemeanor arrest warrant, and then having bulky items inside the park, meaning people having large items that are encampments going through the park. So we've been enforcing these quality of life issues.
So
Thank
hold
you.
on. So you got 4. How many arrests total?
So 13 arrests and 6 citations total.
Okay, and that's just in less than 1 hour of work. Any other question? I saw out there they had a lot of needles. There was a lot of drug paraphernalia. The problem with the drugs is they use them very quickly. I mean, a lot of the people there are highly addicted, and so they get enough money, they scrounge enough money just to get their hit for the day, and they take it. So usually we don't find the addicts with a lot of drugs, but they do have what, needles, paraphernalia?
Correct. There are tons of needles, pipes, paraphernalia. We are working with MacArthur Park and Rec, the MacArthur Park Director at Park and Recs, to do cleanups on that. They've already been notified. They have teams that will go through and clean up those needles and those other things. No, I can't be specific at this time. This is all preliminary numbers. So our previous operation was really going after the fentanyl and getting those large seizures with our DEA partners. Today was not that. Today was more the quality of life issues, going after the users and going after the bad behavior in the park.
Yeah, so today was real time. So we haven't done any lab testing. We don't know for sure. I can tell you, based on the prior cases and investigations, the 2 primary drugs that are distributed here are fentanyl and methamphetamine. Those are the 2 primary drugs that we encounter here. Yes, other questions? Today we're focused on MacArthur Park, but our partnership with the LAPD is going to extend far beyond the boundaries of this park. We will follow the drug market wherever it goes. MacArthur Park's important because basically it was an open air drug market. And if you drove by, you'd see hundreds of people folded over and using drugs. And so we wanted to hit this first. But this will be a model for how we work together on future operations. Yes, any other questions? It's going to look like what you saw today. There's going to be teams of DEA and LAPD officers. They're going to come unannounced. It could be any day, any time. And it could be once a week, multiple times a week. We're not going to announce it, but they're going to come and do these regular sweeps, and any laws that are being violated will be enforced. Yes.
I wanted to follow up to her question about the LAPD resources. So currently in Rampart Division, we have a supervisor and 10 officers that are assigned to the Mac Park area. They walk foot beats, they drive the perimeter, they address quality of life issues, they do service requests to remove graffiti. So from the LAPD portion of this every day, we have resources dedicated just to this neighborhood engagement area.
But you have 10 officers to cover this area.
Yes.
That's not enough. That's not enough for this. So that's why we're here to supplement and their resources with federal agents. It's a safety, not just a safety issue, but a resource issue as well. Yes. Well, I just got here. I got here last May, so I just got here. Nathan's only been in a year. I mean, how long has it been? So, do you want to address why this hasn't happened before? Maybe it's because of his predecessor.
So, in order to deal with these issues, you have to not just deal with the large-scale fentanyl dealers. And they've actually already seized close to 20 kilograms of fentanyl in these operations. And just to give you a perspective of what 20 or more kilograms looks like, that is enough lethal doses of fentanyl to kill everyone in Los Angeles County twice over. That's how many lethal doses they've already seized. But now we need to deal with the quality of life crimes that are going on in that park. If anyone's actually seen the people suffering from this illegal drug use, you would think we were in a third world country. You could not imagine we're in Los Angeles circa 2026. You would say someone needs to do something to help these individuals. For anyone who's actually cares about these unhoused people, and the people behind me do, they look at this situation, they say, we're not going to wait until they ultimately get enough fentanyl in their drug dose to die. We're just not going to make MacArthur Park a cemetery anymore. We're tired of it. So what are we actually going to do about it? And you're right, I wish this had happened a year ago, 2 years ago, 10 years ago. MacArthur Park has been on a downward trend for a long, long time. I remember back in the 1984 Olympics when MacArthur Park was celebrated as one of the best places to go in Los Angeles. I remember when they had the colorful Mylar balloons in the lake of MacArthur Park. Look it up. It was a beautiful summer that we got to experience the beauty of MacArthur Park. Now again, you would not, and I would not recommend before we engage in these operations, you to walk through MacArthur Park during the day or the night. That is so unacceptable. I'm a resident of Los Angeles. I'm a Los Angelino for my entire life. And I refuse to give the park to the criminals. That should not be a safe space for criminals. That should be a safe space for the public. So the fact that we're doing it now, we're doing it now. That's my answer. The fact that it wasn't done in the future, I'm not going to blame a soul, but we're doing it now.
I'll blame Gascon, but I will say leadership matters, and I think you have new leadership in LA. You have Nathan Hochman, you have a different Department of Justice, you have Chief McDonald, and we're all working together. We do work really close together, really well together. Leadership matters, and this is something that's a priority for the President and the Attorney General. They want us to work hand in hand with our local communities to clean up the neighborhoods for the citizens of this nation. And you saw what the President did in D.C. We want to do the same here. We want to help LA clean up the crime and get it out of here so families can use that park and not fentanyl dealers. That's the goal. Any other questions? Okay. All right, thank you guys. Appreciate you being out here. Really appreciate it.
All right, we have
Spanish?
just wrapped remarks from federal and local officials in MacArthur Park. Here is the updated information about the raid that we saw unfold live on the Fox Local stream. 13 arrests and 6 citations. Among those arrests, 1 misdemeanor arrest warrant was issued. These arrests involve things like fentanyl and methamphetamine. Those are the most common drugs that they see on site there. The arrest, though, specifically for having drugs on them or being intoxicated by and large. They call them quality of life arrests. This is something that the First Assistant U.S. Attorney Bill Asaley says is not a one and done thing. They were out there in May for the Operation Free MacArthur Park. It's still being called that. This is sort of phase 3 of that mission, and that is to clean up MacArthur Park. So Matthew Seedorf is out there, and he will have a full report coming up tonight on the Fox 11 News at 5. Let's get you caught up, because while that was happening, we just got updated numbers in the primary. Here is the latest in terms of the mayoral race, now with 66% of precincts reporting. Earlier it was 62%. Bass remains at that 35% mark. Spencer Pratt earlier was at 30%. That has dropped to 29%. Rahman has gained a little bit of ground. She is sitting at 23%. All right, the next ballot drop will happen tomorrow between 4 and 5. And then as it relates to the governor's race, let's throw up those numbers. Not a whole lot of movement there. I think we do have that, but I can tell you that Republican Steve Hilton, he is still in the lead. There we go, with 27.2% support. Democrat Javier Becerra still, he rose a little bit closer to 26%. Earlier it was about 25.5%. Tom Steyer still sticking to the 20% mark. So that's with 57% of precincts reporting. A whole lot of information there, but you can look forward to our newscast a little bit later tonight on the Fox 11 News here in Los Angeles. In the meantime, I'm Marla Tejas.